Welcome to the Historic Preservation Commission meeting on this Thursday, October 9th, 2025. Hearings before the Historic Preservation Commission are quasi-judicial in nature. This is a design review process to determine if the proposed project is congruous with the special character of the historic district or landmark. Decisions of the commission are based on the record of these proceedings, the Wilmington Design Standards for Historic Districts and Landmarks, and the Secretary of the Interior Standards for Rehabilitation. Evidence submitted to the commission for review becomes part of the record. Appeals of commission decisions are made to the Wilmington Board of Adjustment and then to the Superior Court and are based on the record. Appeals must be filed within 30 days of the date of the commission's action. Evidence is received during the evidentiary hearing portion of agenda item, and those who want to address the commission are sworn as witnesses to present material and substantial evidence to the commission. The chair recognizes those who want to submit such evidence during the evidentiary hearing. Evidence should be directed to the commission. To ensure that the evidence is properly recorded, please come to the podium to address the commission, state your name and address, and speak clearly. Members of the Historic Preservation Commission are appointed by the City Council and serve at its discretion. Our responsibility is to protect and preserve properties within the city's designated historic districts. We adhere to the Wilmington Design Standards for Historic Districts and Landmarks, as well as applicable North Carolina state law to assess whether exterior changes align with the unique character of the city's historic districts. It is important that we deliberate the merits of each request in a manner that provides a record of the basis for our decisions. Please remember that our deliberation should center on how a project meets the design standards and whether the proposed change is congruous or not congruous. Commissioners, if you have received or been made aware of any outside evidence related to any of the matters, please recuse yourself. And if you would also turn off your cell phones or set them to silent mode, and thank you for that. I'd like to introduce staff, Gina Essie, Assistant City Attorney, Brian Chambers, Assistant Planning Director, Ben Riggle, Historic Preservation Planning Manager, Alden Finholm is the Historic Preservation Planner that is joining us for the first time, I believe. Thank you, Alden. Hillary Taylor, our City Planner 2 level, and Amy Bradshaw, our Planning Coordinator. Is there anyone else to?
Somebody's hiding over here.
Yeah, that's all we'll introduce. And if I could ask the commissioners to introduce themselves, please, starting stage left.
Allison Watts.
Joan Keston.
Christopher Yermal.
Ashley Wilson.
Stephen Salke.
And the staff, Amy over here, will swear in any witnesses who wish to speak this evening.
If I can have all staff, applicants, and members of the public to please stand up and raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
First order of business is to approve or modify as necessary any items from the minutes of September 11th last month. Any issues other than the fact that I think, Ben, it was the address was listed as Thalian Hall, or that was the venue, but actually it was here at the Skyline Building at 929 North Front, right? So that's the one change that we know of. Anything else? No? I'm good. Okay. Is there a motion?
I motion to accept the minutes as is.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. That passes
Aye.
unanimously. I think our first order of business is item number 517 South 4th Street.
Good evening, Commissioners. Public hearing number 1 is a request for a roof replacement at 515 to 517 South 4th Street. The Brian Brady House, located at 515 to 517 South 4th Street, was constructed circa 1914 and is a contributing resource within Historic District residential. As such, revisions to all facades of the building and the site are subject to design review. The subject property is located on South 4th Street between Church Street and Castle Street. On the left of this slide is a photo provided by the applicant with a view of the existing metal roof looking southeast from the South 4th Street right-of-way. The blue portion of the image to the right depicts the extent of the roof. To the left is an aerial image depicting the condition of the existing roof, provided through the roof inspection conducted by High Tide Home Inspection on June 17th of 2025. Corrosion and rust was identified at the surface fastener of the existing metal roof, which the inspector noted could result in leaking. The photo to the right is an example of the proposed Certainteed landmark fortified 30-year architectural shingles in the color silver birch. Installation of the proposed shingles will meet fortified standards and will include plywood sheathing, Certainteed WeatherGuard ice and water shield underlayment over the entire roof deck, and an aluminum drip edge. If approved, staff recommend the following conditions. The existing roofing material to be removed shall be properly disposed of and not left on the property. All construction shall comply with code and changes shall be reviewed. Staff would like to enter the presentation and report into the record of tonight's proceedings. This concludes my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions, and the applicant is here as well.
Any questions for Hillary?
I have one. Do you know if there were internal gutters originally on this house that were covered over? No.
We don't know.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Do we know if there's been a coating put on the roof at any point?
Excuse me?
Do we know if there's been a coating put on the roof?
A coating.
Anything else? No, thank you.
Thank you.
If the owner would like to, or the applicant rather, would like to step forward and provide any other information or answer questions?
I'm just here to answer any questions you might have.
Okay.
As far as we
If
know,
you, I'm sorry, if you'd
I'm
state your name and address?
TJ Christofferson, 51557 South 4th Street.
Okay.
As far as we know, the house has never had internal gutters. There has been multiple coatings put on that have been failing, and we have been told by a couple of different contractors that at best to recoat the roof may last 5 to 10 years, but it's a temporary fix at best.
Okay. I just brought that up because on this picture with the rust spots, the ribbing ends and then it's a flat, and I have that same, because I had internal gutters. And like that last foot and a half, what they do is they put metal over the old gutters, and it's flat. It
Yeah.
looks just like this. That's why I brought it up.
Right, and I have been up in that attic multiple times, and I don't see anything towards the outside of the house that
Right.
would indicate that there
flow
was.
or pipes or anything.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, can you tell us anything about the other contractors or the reports? We saw, we didn't see any reports. I don't think I scanned these pretty heavily, and I didn't see anything
No,
about like a detail of the existing conditions and why it couldn't be coated properly.
Well, and there too, everything that we had from the contractors was pretty much just verbal, just chatting back and forth, that said, yes, it can be coated, but the one contractor said he can warranty it for 5 years, but no more than that, and then you potentially would have to recoat it again, which is, I believe he quoted me $7,000 to coat it.
Do you know what that material was or what the product?
No, I do not. We did ask about a mesh type coating, but he said because it was a standing seam roof, trying to get the mesh to adhere on the ribs of the roof is very difficult and can cause a failure point down the road.
Did they say what the coating was that was there currently that
No,
is
he
failing?
didn't know because it had been there so long. And there too, we bought the house from Michael Moore directly, and I believe Michael did tell us that he had been up on the roof, or his partner
Michael
Glenn.
himself?
Yes,
Oh my
Michael
gosh.
himself. that Glenn had actually been up on the roof and had done some patches and repairs. But there are multiple points on the roof that you can see where the coating has failed, and there's like gaps opening up. And
I'm sorry, are you experiencing any damage inside the house right now?
there's a little leaking from time to time, but nothing substantial.
Okay.
We're trying to stave that off, and for us, a lot of it comes down to budget. We've done foundation repairs, HVAC work, painting, windows, doors, our estimate for a metal roof replacement on this house was approximately $50,000, where the asphalt roof was $15,000 to $20,000, I
Sure.
believe, somewhere in there. So it comes down to budget, actually, for us at the end of the day. And we do want to keep the house, you know, in as best shape as we possibly can.
Sure, sure.
Just so you know, like we're talking this mesh, like my house was done in 2005. My roof is not perfect under it. And the mesh is sort of like a, I don't know what you call it, like a fiberglass mesh. And the way it works is it's not like one big, huge sheet. There's a roll that goes between the ribbing, and that's glued down. And then there's a piece that's maybe 3-4 inches wide, and then that's glued on the ribbing. And then you just coat the whole thing with Hydrostop is a brand.
Right,
But this,
and that does sound familiar, yes.
okay, good. That's
And now that you said that, yes, it does sound
This
familiar.
stuff is thick as flour for baking. Okay, this is not like thin paint. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering, is this somebody just threw some Rust-Oleum on this roof, or if they really tried that technique?
What was done before us, I have no idea, but both of the contractors that I talked to had both said the same thing, that trying to put the Hydrostop on, it can be done, but they can't guarantee the work for more than 10 years.
Well, generally, that's what they say.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, frankly, I think mine is good until it looks like it needs to be recoated. And I had it recoated once more for color. To recoat mine and to do some work on the edges because of those gutters, they did a bad job when they originally did it. It was like 15 grand to do the roof. But, you know, my philosophy is simple. That roof has been on my house since 1896 through every hurricane. I don't want to mess with it.
Right,
But, okay, well, thank you.
thank you.
And no one proposed a silicone coating,
No,
like
that
an
was-
industrial silicone. That's
No, that-
generally kind
that
of
was
the
not
best
brought-
practice right now on these things is to, and it would save a lot of money. And those GAF all kinds of people make these industrial elastomeric silicone coatings, and they all come with about a 20-year warranty when they're done. But I just don't know enough about the condition of the existing roof. I think ideally, for your sake and the sake of, you know, kind of like how the district appears, would be to be able to save this and do the proper coating.
I think you could
Yeah.
go do some research and look into that alternative. Another thing that you have to deal with is when you do the architectural shingles, you change the weight, bearing weight on the
Correct.
joists, et cetera, and a lot of times you get sagging.
And with that fortified roof, they're talking about adding plywood too, so you're adding
Yeah.
the weight of all of that wood
And then
plus
you've
the
got
asphalt
even
shingles.
more problems after that.
Right, and the contractor that we did get the quote from, I did bring that up because we were concerned about that, and he said the age of the house and the way that the roof structure is manufactured, quote, we can throw shingles on that roof all day long and it'll be fine. Because I actually measured the roof
And do we
joist.
know who's going to throw shingles on?
It's a company called American Value Contracting. We actually had them do work at another house of ours. Our roof rafters are actually true 3-inch by 6-inch rough sawn wood. They're not standard dimensional 2x4s, given the age of the house. So he said with that up there, it will be fine to take any additional weight.
Okay. And just so you know, we do go by standards here. I mean, we have actually things in writing, and standard 3.1 basically for roofs says retain and preserve original and character-defining roof configurations and roof materials that contribute to the historic character of the building. Substitute materials may be considered when the material cannot be repaired or when it is no longer available. Well, metal roofs are still available. So, I mean,
I'm
that's
sorry, what'd you say, Michael? Stephen, metal roofs are what?
are still available.
Oh,
I mean,
right.
Yeah, so basically, what I'm saying is a replacement would normally be in kind, metal for metal.
Right, and we had looked into that, and for us right now, it's not on our budget, yeah.
And this roof, of all the roofs I've ever looked at, this roof really, at least these pictures, and I know we're looking at a report from your roofing contractor, but this roof looks like it's in savable condition for sure. But that's just from photographs from afar. Like a more detailed report would be nice, but I do think if you were to go to, you know, GAF's website and look at their silicone coatings, silicone coating can go over a bad Hydrostop job with the right preparation and save a lot of money. Any other questions? Any other clarification from you? Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Now I'll open the evidentiary hearing if there's anyone that would like to speak in favor of this item or opposed. Seeing none, I'll close the evidentiary hearing and move to commissioner deliberation. Or if anyone wants to make a motion, but we should say what's on our mind, and if someone would like to,
I have no problem with the change. We've consistently allowed this to happen. It's congruous to put asphalt shingles on, so I have absolutely no problem with it.
I do. I mean, standards don't say we can just throw or asphalt shingles on a metal roof. So I don't agree.
I have a problem with, I think that more evidence, and I think that they could do some, like you said, silicone and,
Yeah.
and some, things to, and it probably be a lot cheaper. And it worries me about the sagging and, just throwing on and then someone having to deal with it later on down the road.
I think too that it seems that since there isn't damage that's being done right now, it's not like there's an active leak, they do have some time to get some more information. So if they find out like we can't do a silicone or silicone's not going to work, or you know what, hydrostop will work, they're not in such a time crunch that they couldn't look at other options, I guess.
I think he did say there was somewhat of a leak, but I think this is a preventative measure, which you don't want to wait till you have a leak and you have a flood with rain in your house, so.
Okay.
well, I think you're just saying that there's time. It's not imminent. You have
Well,
months,
we
perhaps.
can't be a
Don't
judge
have
of
a
that.
waterfall right now or anything in there. It's not a major leak. I mean, a month or so is not going to.
Yeah, but I think there's resistance to this from this commission right now, and I imagine like I said, from these photographs, it is repairable. It'd be nice if someone could go out there specifically, someone that deals with an expert in silicone coatings and does these things. And that's, I wanted to ask, so the contractors you've had, if you could address this real quick, the contractors you've had, so I went to the website of this company that gave you a quote based out of Morehead City and I think Nags Head.
Yes.
And it doesn't say anything about doing repairs on metal roofs. They do new metal roofs and they do obviously shingles and stuff like that, but not repairs. If you had a roofing contractor look at this that does have experience with silicone coatings, industrial silicone coatings, that could advise you one way or the other that you could or could not. Because right now, from the appearances of it, it looks pretty darn good. You have some rust spots, and that's kind of like in the thesis statement of this is you have some rust spots and potential for some leaks and stuff, but this all looks like it can be saved all day long.
Yeah, neither
We
one
just
of the
need someone to-
contractors that I dealt with even mentioned silicone coatings. You were the first, that's the first I'd ever heard of it. They strictly talked about a polymeric or a hydrostop, and they both said that they personally wouldn't recommend it given the age of the roof.
Neither would I, yeah.
Yeah.
I also just want to say, just as a side note, that I really appreciate that you said, you're trying to steward your house to the best of your ability, and I think the entire commission appreciates that too, and we just want to help you do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, just curious about that. Thank you. So I'd like to make a motion. Unless there's something else to deliberate here, but I think we're all,
I make a motion to continue.
Do that.
okay.
I'll second that.
So, we're continuing until when? Some date certain, or at least a note as to what month's meeting we would continue this until.
What's the November date? Do we know? 13th.
That may not be enough time. I wonder, like, if we're looking toward continuing this, so you can get a little bit more information and learn a bit more about this and see if you can restore it, keep the roof as it is, get another 20 years out of it, warranted, probably longer, but is there a date by which, if this were continued, that you could come back to us, whether it's November, December,
December?
you might have a travel schedule, or I'm not, you know.
Yeah, actually, November, there's a travel.
Okay. So maybe continue this.
December? January?
December 11th, Thursday. Okay.
Okay.
Want to
Okay.
take that in your motion then?
I have a question, though. Is this something that is of interest to you to find this out? Or, okay.
Okay. I make a motion to continue.
Until December 11th, was it?
Mhm.
Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Thank you. Second agenda item, 822 Macumber Alley. And I'm sorry, and the Historic Wilmington Foundation may be a venue by which you would ask them. They have a Preservation Resources Network, I think it's called, and they may have some advice on roofing contractors that deal with your roof, basically, specifically, like to a T. So, okay, I'm sorry.
If I may interject, according to the rules of procedure for the Historic Preservation Commission, we are supposed to set a continuance on a delayed consideration of an application no more than 35 days. We do need to set it to the next meeting, and if there is a reason the applicant cannot be here, potentially address it at that time.
We can do that. That makes sense. Should we redo that motion then?
Yes.
And continue it to the November meeting, and then at the November meeting, if, assuming they're not here for that, we can continue it then to
We can
December.
kick the can down the road, don't worry.
Yes, so we just do need to set it at the next meeting, so I don't know that you need to redo the motion, we just need to announce the date certain as the next meeting date.
November, second Thursday, November 13th. Okay.
Okay.
Noted. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. Hearing number 2 is for the proposed replacement of windows with a change in material at 822 Macumber Alley. As described in the Wilmington Historic District Boundary Expansion and Additional Documentation Report dated 2003, the Oral House, constructed circa 1918, is a one-story front gable bungalow with engaged porch, exposed rafter tails, and square attic vent. The porch is supported by square brick piers. The double-hung windows are 4 vertical lights over 1. The subject house is a contributing resource to the Historic District residential, and as such, revisions to all facades of the building and the site are subject to design review in this district. The subject property is located on the south side of Macumber Alley, 2 parcels southwest of the alley's intersection with Grace Street. The applicant proposes to replace the existing wood frame 4/1 windows with new Anderson Series 100 replacement windows, which according to the Anderson website are made of Fibrex, a sustainable composite material twice as strong as vinyl. The replacement windows will be clear without tint. The replacement windows will be white with full divided light to replicate the 4/1 configuration of the existing windows. The replacement windows will be the same size of the units they will replace, so no alteration into the size of the window openings will be required. The existing windows have experienced cracking, leakage, and are painted shut. The windows at the rear of the house have already been replaced. Here are the details of the Anderson Series 100 replacement windows. Staff notes the following. Staff has recommended repairing the existing windows instead of replacement, but the applicant would like to pursue replacement. The windows on the front north elevation are the most visible, but windows along the sides, the east and the west, can also be seen from the public right-of-way. Although the applicant notes that the replacement windows will be vinyl construction in the application, according to the Anderson website, the Series 100 uses Fibrex, a sustainable composite material. Oops. If approved, staff recommends the following conditions. All glazing shall be clear with no tint. No window openings shall be altered in size as a result of the proposed project. All construction shall meet code, and any proposed changes to the project shall be reviewed. Staff would like to enter the presentation and report into the record of tonight's proceedings. Are there any questions?
Yeah, Mr. Eagle, was there a COA for those other windows that were replaced in the back?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
There was one in 2018 for removing a magnolia tree from the backyard.
It would be in the case summary if it was.
Do you have, do we have pictures of the windows that were replaced in the
Yes.
back?
We do.
I didn't see it.
It well, just came up. Wait a minute.
Okay, okay.
Hang on, here
It
we go.
is these ones here.
Yeah, 1/1s.
Oh, okay.
You can't see those from public access. These photographs were provided by the applicant as part of the application, part of their application.
Okay.
Can you go back real quick to the detail of the window on this screen, of the new window, the proposed new window? It has its own frame. It looks like it's not a sash replacement. So that brings the actual glass opening narrower and shorter than it is currently, because you're putting that frame inside of an existing frame. So it is, it's getting smaller. Okay, questions for Ben? No, thank you. If the agent, I'm sorry, yes, the applicant is here. If they could come forward and answer any questions, please, if you'd state your name and address, sir.
My name is Anthony Demings. I live at 812 Macumber Alley. I'm kind of representing the owner. He's not in here. And I really concur with those windows. Those windows are exceptionally large. So if there's a limiting of the window openings is very little. They are 4/4, and most of the neighborhood on Macumber Alley is 1/1, and they should be like 4/4.
4/1, yeah.
Yeah, he's got 4, and then his 4/4 is long, the long windows. I've been in that house, and leaving those windows in there is a fire hazard because they've been painted many times. They don't open at all. And he's a good neighbor. He's very extremely meticulous on what he does. He likes the property. He likes the location. We like him too, and he keeps his home relatively nice.
Okay. Do you know if he's considered repair, like restoring these windows and getting them functional? All it takes is a utility knife to make them operable.
One of those pictures, you'll notice they got an L bracket holding the windows up. And if they got real close, you'll see that they're caulked all over, probably about a ½ inch all the way around. And they are painted shut on both the outside, inside. Not by him, not by Doug. He moved there, he bought the home, I think it was about 2 years ago. And he basically inherited it. He says they're very drafty. You know, the windows, they rattle. Mine rattled too, but I had to repair mine.
Okay. And I'm sorry, this is a neighbor of yours?
Yes, he lives, I live at 812, about 3 or 4 houses down from him.
And he lives at this house?
He
He lives here, or does he rent it?
He does both. He lives and he comes in and he rents also. I mean, he comes in and he lives there. He does rent on occasions. I don't know how what he rents to.
Has he looked at freeing up the windows, getting them unstuck?
If you look at the windows real close, they are all cracked. The wood is split, and like I said, there's one picture here, right there. You see on the right, it's the L brackets holding it together, and these are L brackets on the inside of them too. They're
Yeah, I mean,
they paid their dues.
I would assume, though, that these new windows are not cheap. Most new
No, they're
windows
not
are
cheap. No,
Um,
they're composite.
Yeah, oh, yeah. If he had someone who could repair these windows, would he be interested in that?
No,
He
he
would
said
not.
he would not be. The inside is just as bad as the outside. There's a gap under all the windows. If you could zoom it in, they're rotted where the sash meets the sill.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
You can see the line of
you can see the line, and there's a few of them that you can't see, but they're that thick, and that would make the window. They'd have to add a piece to the bottom of the window on a couple of them.
Yeah.
The reason that you're being asked about repair is because in our design standards, number one, repair rather than replace original windows and doors. So there's that's why you're being asked about it. Completely understand that the homeowner is saying no, would really prefer to replace.
I repaired my window because they were okay, the original, but they did not have as much damage as what you see here.
So again, completely understandable, and thank you for saying that. I have 4/1s in my house, and I have 26 windows, and they were all repaired. They're from 1935. It is no small feat, but these are they're character-defining architectural elements, and that's kind of why it's an issue. I understand that he's not interested in repairing, like, with the knowledge that he has now. Has he?
Well, also the most of the neighborhood there, some of the homes were moved there in I think it was '99. There's 3 or 4 homes were moved there, and all of them have the replacement, but they're 1/1.
Yeah.
And most of the 7 houses we got on that, most of the houses have 1/1, and you can see that
Sure.
they don't have that feel at all. And he wants to replace them, of course, but he will use that. It's a composite. I think it's a vinyl composite. It's a very, very strong, and it would better the neighborhood. He doesn't have the repair it. They're drafty. They don't have weights in them. I think they're friction windows. They may be the friction kind, like mine is friction. There's no counterweights on it or no spring on it. It's wood to wood. When you open it, you lift it up, you put the hook over it, or you put a ruler under the window
Sure.
to keep it open. His is much worse than mine. I spent the whole summer doing mine, in which I got cranky after a while.
Of course. Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's unfortunate that we don't have
Yeah.
the quantity of craftspeople that can do these.
I know.
Do a proper repair. We don't have nearly the number of people that can do a proper repair as we do salespeople that sell new vinyl windows. But they do exist. There are so many instances, all in the historic district. They're the Trust Building at the corner of Front and Market, and those apartments at the South 3rd and Church. All of those windows are restored. You can restore these, keep them in their current configuration, the current sizing, restore them, and put storm windows on, and generally a fraction of the cost of a brand new window, with less ancillary damage to other parts of the opening. So they're there, and that's another thing, a case where someone would consult with Historic Wilmington Foundation, and there are craftspeople that can actually get these things.
I agree with you, I do. But on the other hand, most of Macumber Alley has replacement windows, inserts, terribly done, and I think he needs a break. The rest of the neighborhood, if you check, I should have brought pictures of the neighborhood, and they are 1/1. And even one that was just redone on Pulver, 1/1. They look terrible. And so I think he's putting his best
So you
foot
want it
forward.
to look terrible again?
No. If you look at, the new windows are 4/1. I'm saying these other homes that should have 4/1 or 4/4 like mine, they don't conform to the neighborhood or to the historical significance of our city. And he is trying to put his best foot forward. And they are 4/1. They look great. His house is set far back. It's not on the road, so you're almost not gonna see the distance. It's completely set back. His farther back than my home. A lot of homes are on the road, very close to the road, within 15 feet of the road. But that's what I just have to say. And
We frequently require replacement with like materials, wood for wood. Is that something he's looked at?
Yeah, the applicant did mention that he had looked at that, and the way he described it was not cost-effective for his budget, is the way I understood it.
Okay. Are there any questions for this gentleman? I'm sorry, and I want to make sure we're doing this right, but we don't have a listing of an agent to speak in front of this. I could see if this were the evidence you're hearing and there was someone speaking in favor of it, but I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name?
Anthony
Anthony,
Demings.
okay. But regardless, are there any other questions for Anthony, or I think we understand what your position is. Anything else? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
If there's anyone who wants to speak in favor of this proposal or against, seeing none, we'll move to commissioner deliberation. Yeah, these windows, in my opinion, they look relatively easy for a restoration. Save money, and it keeps the existing dimension, the width and the height. Seems like an easy candidate, and I don't feel like that has even been pursued yet of doing hiring someone to restore these rather than hiring someone to replace them.
I'll add to that from the design standards that number 5 says replace only the deteriorated part if a portion of original window or door needs replacement. It should match the original size, scale, proportion, material, and detail. And looking at them, it does appear from the photo that there is enough original integrity to work with.
And then some.
But I know that we're hearing that the homeowner is having issues, and we have to take that into account as well.
Yep.
Well, technically, we're not supposed to take in cost in the evaluation.
Right.
And we've almost exclusively made decisions that we don't replace wood windows with non-wood.
Yeah.
So apart from the fixing, I mean, not that I don't understand the situation financially,
Of
for
course.
sure. But if we start going down that road, it changes a lot of what we've done over the past several years.
Yeah.
So,
A lot of commissions, not just this version of it, yeah.
Replacement material, we have to do like with like. I know that the slippery slope argument gets brought up quite a bit, but I think it's appropriate here because, one of the things that was brought up was, well, look at all the 1/1s that are here. Well, we have historic districts that we need to keep at a certain standard, or they stop being historic districts. And so simply because everyone else is doing it, we can't allow that to be the decision maker or the driver.
I agree.
I feel like I have original windows that are 100 years old in my house, and then I have the replacement wood windows from the 90s or early 2000s, and those are in terrible shape, and the original ones are in better shape than those. And so I feel like I know that's what the standards require, but I have a little bit of heartburn requiring a product that we know is inferior to the original, this is not a vinyl window, it's a Fibrex, like a wood and composite material. So I think I would feel a little bit, I don't know, I feel like requiring a window that we know is not going to last that long, like this one would last longer. So I'm kind of inclined to consider this, but I know it goes against kind of the precedent that we've set, so.
One other thing, okay, let me get the numbers right. I believe I have 34 windows in my house, 32 are functional, 2 are fixed, and they were all painted in. Took me a winter to get them all freed up. 3 windows I had to have the sashes repaired. They were too shot. And ironically, they were the newer windows, probably circa 1920. But anyway, and then I put storms on the whole house. And now my windows are preserved, and basically with the storms, which are functional, it's a pretty good system. I don't know, I for one am not, unless windows are so rotten that they're literally, the panes are falling out, I'm not in favor of replacing the windows when the standards do say repair first.
Not that we want to encourage anyone to let them get to that point, so they can come back and, but yeah, maintenance is key.
Yeah.
Sir? Sir, if you
Sir, you have to come
maybe-
up to the
Yeah.
microphone.
come back up, please.
If you do say that the wooden windows be repaired by a millwright or whatever it is, you allow storm windows on?
Oh, yeah,
But does storm windows conform to,
Yeah, I think that's worse.
yes.
but I've seen storm windows and they look terrible over old windows.
Have
I'm
you
just
seen-
saying, it changes the dynamics of the windows.
I mean, you pass my house, I see you walk by, so you can look at my windows, okay? And I have all storms, and the storms are brown, which is the same color as
Okay.
the Mootons and the sashes. Yeah, it's a storm, but
But
again.
I just want to know that it's allowed.
Oh, yeah.
Generally low profile, you pick out the right one, it's a low profile. You have the
Yeah, then-
rail where it meets the existing meeting rail. They're measured properly, you get the top sash to match the lower sash, and you can lift them up, they're functional. You can lift the lower one up and the bottom one down. I'm sorry, lower one up and the upper one down, so, yeah, storms are fine.
As long as we know
Oh, yeah.
we have an option, put the storm windows in.
Right.
Thank you.
I can see you about this, by the way, you know I'm from New York, and I got a guy.
New York, I got a guy
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
I know
yeah.
a guy.
So I know I got a guy.
All right,
So,
you
yeah,
too.
we'll talk about this, but,
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Would someone like to make a motion on this? Or will someone please make a motion on this?
what do we got here?
I make a motion not to approve replacing the existing wood windows with new composite windows for the property located at 822 Macumber Alley. The request is consistent with design standards for historic
in-
districts.
No, you're reading the wrong one.
Yeah,
It's inconsistent.
inconsistent. Deny.
I move to deny the request to
Yes.
replace the existing wood windows with new composite windows for property located at 822 Macumber Alley. The request is inconsistent with design standards for historic districts and landmarks based on the evidence provided, including the application and all attachments. Testimony presented during the evidentiary hearing and staff report.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion passes. Thank you. Agenda item 3, 208 Market Street.
Case 3 is for the proposed construction of a new 3-story mixed-use building at 208 Market Street. The parcel at 208 Market Street is currently vacant after the former Manor Theater building was demolished in circa 2023. The vacant parcel is a non-contributing resource to the Central Business District Historic District overlay, and only that which can be seen from the public right-of-way, excluding alleys, is subject to design review. The subject property is located on the south side of Market Street, one parcel east of its intersection with South 2nd Street. The vacant parcel is currently fenced off with scraggly vegetation growing upon it. The applicant proposes to construct an upscale urban structure for downtown residents and commercial tenants. The proposed building will be 3 stories in height and rest on a concrete foundation. The first story will feature storefront windows with clear glazing and no tint, as well as entrances on the corners of the Market Street elevation to allow access for the commercial tenants to the east and residential tenants to the west. The upper stories will feature steel balconies with steel railings and hydrostop decking. The upper story windows will be aluminum frame storefront windows with clear glazing and no tint. The stair towers in the southeast corner of the building will be clad in metal siding and Nokia Miar black gloss cement boards. A dark stucco band will separate the floors, while the roof will be a white TPO roof. While the application includes a large metal sign being installed at the top of the northeast corner of the east elevation identifying the building as the Lux at 208, and a smaller sign replicating the Lux at 208 being installed on the first floor of the stair tower on the north elevation, the name is being reconsidered, so the specific wording for the signage has not been finalized. but the proposed signage will remain similar to what has been proposed. The proposed building will occupy most of the parcel of 208 Market Street. The north front elevation of the proposed building will feature 26% stucco, 20% of the gloss siding, 54% glass, while the east side will feature 53% stucco, 1% of the gloss siding, and 46% glass. The proposed building is being constructed in a modern style with dark colors to set the building as a product of its time while being congruous with the area. This design was particularly inspired by the First Bank building located at 201 Market Street that was constructed in 1959 and was designed by local architect Charles Hosey Boney. Staff notes the following. The building will be located adjacent to 200 Market Street, which was constructed circa 2017, and 2014 Market Street, the Ponysaurus, which was constructed in circa 1970, while the Bergen Wright House and Gardens are located east of the proposed project area. If approved, staff recommends the following conditions. All window glazing shall be clear with no tint. All signage shall meet zoning requirements, and a design permit shall be received before installation. All construction and right-of-way permits shall be obtained prior to commencing construction. All construction shall meet code, and any proposed changes to the proposed project shall be reviewed. Staff would like to enter the presentation and report into tonight's proceedings. Are there any questions?
One, the no tint, is that standard on a new building?
The no tint, we have included that as a condition on
Everything?
yeah, everything. New garages, the new accessory
Well,
structures.
I know a lot of times new structures are obviously quite different. Okay, all right, thank you.
Anything else for Ben? Thank you. If the applicant is here and would like to come forward, if you'd state your name and address.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rob Romero, 1006 North 3rd Street. Good to see you in your new home, Commission. It's nice here. And this is my friend and client, Joseph Howe.
Hello, my name is Joseph Howe.
Address?
At 208 Market Street.
Want to tell your story?
You want to say it?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
Right.
Keep talking to me.
Talking here, all right.
Yeah, adjust that
Adjust
so
that,
it's right in
okay.
front of you, yeah.
Yeah, it's so sad to be told like Yao Ming, right? So anyway, I'm going to start with the story of in the summer of 1980, I was living in India, Calcutta, coming to United States, America, to start my new life. And at the time, my dad, slipped me one handwritten note, and they say, when life, give you lemon, you make lemonade. And also, when you make lemonade, make sure that the water, the sugar, and the lemon juice have to be balanced out well. If you get too much sugar in your lemonade, it will be too syrupy. If too much of the lemon juice, it'll give you the acid reflux. If you get too much of the water, it's a very boring like a lemonade. So it's the same principle that you can apply to the building, like an architect building. So the building design have to be look right, and the color of the building must be fit in, and also the location is very important. So with this, we actually make a model of it. I would like, Rob, you can do better job than me Okay, go ahead.
That's great, Joseph. Very good. So as he was saying, this, as a lot of people know, this site has been a site of theaters and music and action. Mm-hmm. So my thinking is this needs to be a bold building. This should be something, impressive and different, but also congruous. That's one of our big keywords we know. And so in looking at the neighborhood, I'm looking at across the street at Charles's dad's building. I talked to him, and he said that was his dad's favorite building. And I was like, oh, I think there's a lot of people think that's their favorite building. And so I'm thinking that fits the neighborhood. The scale feels right, and you can see that's what the model is supposed to show. There's the Boney, and here's our building, and it's the scale and the coloring and the dimensioning needed to be site-specific, but also vibrant and some different and bold. So that's how we got to this point. So you can see this is what the window would be made of, this type of material. And this is the Nichiha material. It's a shiny type of glossy. It's a cement board. There's not going to be metal, just for correction, but it's used a lot. It's a very durable surface. But we did this in order to break up the stucco, which will be just a pretty straight ahead black stucco.
That gloss is just on the stairwell, right?
Yeah, just stairwell, the front and back stairwells, just to set off the proportions. And it's going to be, you can see the building's kind of set a little bit to the side of Ponysaurus because we got balconies on this side. I needed a way to get light into those units. And that's the purpose of it.
Rob, how big are those sheets? Those are they like tiles? Is it
Yeah,
like
they come in bigger, various sizes. It's probably 4 by 8,
Okay.
more likely. So cut them and butt them together. And we're excited about it. I think it's time to get something on that piece of land over there. Yeah. Any questions?
The elevations show metal siding on the rear stairwell, but you're saying that'll be the Nichiha too?
Yeah, I think that's a little smarter material for us.
Well, I think, now these are going to be condos that are sold up there?
I think so. Apartments probably sold. He might sell them. Yeah, they're just
They're
small.
not going to need any music in their units with Ponysaurus down there. They'll have plenty.
That's right. And Coughlin's, well, they've got music next door too, the other side too. You know, they've got that 80s dance club.
You know the name, why don't you change it to Deluxe? Then you can sell them for more. There you go. There you go.
Sounds like to me.
We were thinking maybe like Stage 208 or something, maybe something to signify the thought of music to the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Anybody else?
Any other questions, or I think clarification-wise, I think we
good.
heard some interesting aspects of this.
All right, good, thanks.
Thank you.
You want to look at this at all, or you're good from there? You're good?
Nice to see, like you.
It's old school.
I don't know that in a meeting like this, I've ever seen a model
Old school.
actually made. Yeah,
I
nothing wrong with that.
I did actual computer model and then a real model. How about that?
If there's anyone in the audience who would like to speak in favor of the item or against, please come forward. Seeing none, we'll move to Commissioner Ooh and Ah and deliberation. Someone like to kick off any comments or what the thoughts are about this? Nice.
I think it's great. Yeah.
I'm looking for little N-scale cars and people.
I really liked how the design nods to Charles Boney Sr.'s building. It is, that is the favorite building of so many people, and it's such an incredible example of mid-century design. And this doesn't pretend to be mid-century, but what I really like about it is it's complementary, it's modern. It also seems to play really nicely with the brick buildings around it. My only concern has been alleviated. I was a little worried about how tall it would be, and if it would dwarf Ponysaurus next to it. That does not appear to be the case. You know, obviously, when we have these like lower commercial buildings, we want to make sure that that there's some synchronicity there. But and I'm always so happy when an empty lot gets new life.
Yeah. And it steps back in places to give it more of a tiered.
Yeah.
That massing was addressed, and that it's the scale.
And not a same old,
seems to
same
work.
old. You know, just well done.
Yeah. Would someone like to make a motion?
I move to approve with conditions the request to construct a new 3-story mixed-use building at the now vacant lot for the property located at 28 Market Street. This request is consistent with the Wilmington Design Standards for Historic Districts and Landmarks based on the evidence provided, including the application and all attachments, testimony presented during the evidentiary hearing, and the staff report.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Congratulations, thank you. Agenda item number 4, 411 North 15th Street. Ben, thank you.
Case number 4 is for the proposed installation of a swimming pool, spa, and gazebo in the backyard of 411 North 15th Street. As adapted from the Carolina Heights Historic District National Register of Historic Places report, the J. Lawrence Hyatt House, constructed in circa 1939, was designed by architect Leslie Boney. The 2-story gable-in brick colonial revival house is 3 bays wide, with a central recessed front door with a fanlight and classical door surround featuring fluted pilasters and a broken pediment. The windows are 8/8 wood sash windows. There is an exterior chimney on the south side of the dwelling. A 1-story addition with attached garage is located at the rear of the house. The subject property is located at the southwest corner of the intersection of North 15th Street and Campbell Street. It is a contributing resource to the Carolina Heights Overlay District, and as such, only that which can be seen from the public right-of-way, excluding alleys, is subject to design review. The applicant proposes to install a pool, a spa, and a gazebo in the backyard of the property. The proposed pool will be manufactured of fiberglass in pearl white color and will be 14 feet by 30 feet in size, ranging in depth from 3 feet 6 inches to 6 feet. A royal spillover spa measuring 8 feet 6 inches by 9 feet 8 inches, with a depth ranging from 3 feet to 4 feet, will be installed as well. The pool and spa will be surrounded by an 8-foot wide broom finish concrete apron and will be set back over 10 feet at its closest point to the property line. The proposed gazebo will be 10 feet by 12 feet with a maximum height of approximately 9 feet 8 inches and will be constructed of wood with a hipped vent-on-hipped roof with flat-channeled standing seam metal roofing. Staff notes that the proposed pool will only be visible from a short portion of Campbell Street because a fence surrounding the property and vegetation will block most of the view of the proposed pool, spa, and gazebo. If approved, staff recommends the following conditions. The metal roofing for the gazebo shall be flat-channeled with no striations. During excavation work, if any significant archaeological materials are found, the property owner shall comply with the recommendations of the Office of State Archaeology on preservation of materials, and the city's historic preservation manager shall be contacted. Any report on archaeological materials shall be submitted to the city for record-keeping purposes. All construction shall meet code, and any proposed changes to the project shall be reviewed. Staff would like to enter the presentation and report into the record of tonight's proceedings. Are there any questions?
Any questions for Ben?
You probably know the codes. The gazebo, are these things mandatory that they have to be anchored in concrete on the end, the corners? Because this thing would take off like a bird.
There are foundation requirements.
Okay.
I don't know the specifics off the top of my head, but
I don't want to see Gone with the Wind here. So, okay, that's cool.
yeah.
And its roof, it's going to match the house roof?
Yes. Well, excuse me, no, the house roof is shingle. The
That's metal.
gazebo will be metal. My bad. My mistake.
Non-striated. Okay. Yeah.
Anything else for Ben? Good?
Ben, just real quick, the existing deck, there's no changes,
Correct. That's just that's what you look at from the house towards the project area.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Is the applicant here? Would they like to come forward and answer any questions or provide any clarification?
Hi, I'm Perry Allen. I live at 411 North 15th Street. I don't have anything to add, but I'm here if you have any questions.
Do we have any questions for the applicant? No?
Guess we're good.
I think we're good. Thank you. Okay.
We'll come to the opening.
Yeah.
If anyone's in the audience would like to speak in favor or against, seeing none, we'll move to commissioner deliberation. Would anyone like to speak further on this, discuss, or make a motion, please?
I'd make a motion. Yeah. I move to approve with conditions the request to install a pool, spa, and gazebo in the backyard of the property for the property located at 411 North 15th Street. The request is consistent with Wilmington Design Standards for Historic Districts and Landmarks based on the evidence provided, including the application and all attachments, testimony presented during the evidentiary hearing, and the staff report.
Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Thank you. Agenda item number 5, 106 North 6th Street.
Public hearing number 5 is a request for garage renovation at 106 North 6th Street. The two-story gable front house located at 106 North 6th Street was constructed circa 1900 and is a contributing resource within Historic District residential. As such, revisions to all facades of the building and site are subject to design review. The subject property is located on North 6th Street between Chestnut Street and Princess Street. On the left of this slide is a view of the garage looking east from the driveway at the north of the property. To the right is an overview of the west elevation of the garage. The applicant proposes to replace the existing fiberglass and cement sheeting roof depicted in the image to the left, which is deteriorating and leaking. Since the current material is no longer available, the applicant proposes to replace it with Owens Corning Oak Ridge architectural asphalt shingles in the color onyx black, as shown in the example to the right. The applicant also proposes to replace the garage siding. The photos to the left depict notable deterioration on the existing siding. The top right image is the proposed James Hardie straight fiber cement lap siding with textured finish. The bottom right is the proposed James Hardie fiber cement trim with a smooth finish. Both will be compatible with the existing house in proportion and design and painted to match the colors of the existing house. Finally, the applicant proposes to replace the garage doors. The photo to the left depicts the deteriorating conditions of one of the existing garage doors. The image to the right is the proposed Wayne Dalton standard 16-panel steel garage door in white. If approved, staff recommends the following conditions. The existing roofing material to be removed shall be properly disposed of and not left on the property. The proposed siding and trim shall be compatible with the existing house in color, scale, proportion, and design. The proposed garage doors shall be 16-panel steel doors painted white to be compatible with the existing house in style and color. And staff would like to add the following condition. All Hardie and/or fiberboard materials shall be installed smooth side out with the textured side hidden. All construction shall comply with code and changes shall be reviewed. Staff would like to enter the presentation and report into the record of tonight's proceedings. I'm happy to answer any questions. The applicant is here as well.
Questions for Hillary?
Do we know how old the structure is?
The structure shows, it first appears on the Sanborn maps in 1910. In 1915, it's titled Auto, so we assume that it is the structure in the yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
At least the same footprint.
Yeah.
At least the same footprint, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So is it considered a contributing structure, the garage, not the house? The garage itself or non?
The district form does not go into depth on the outbuildings for the downtown district.
Okay, so, all right. Okay.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you.
If the applicant is in attendance, if you'd come forward, please, and state your name and address.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kurt Althorek. I live at 106 North 6th.
Anything to clarify or take questions? Do we have questions?
I'm open to questions.
Yeah, it's Masonite. That has to go, like yesterday.
It's amazing that it's still there.
The Masonite?
The Masonite.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe from the packet, the reveal of the siding is going to be, what do you got, about 4-inch reveal on that house? So it's going to be about, it's not going to be 6, it's going to be narrower.
The house is really special. It has
It's
like
less. Yeah,
it's like that.
it is.
Are
Yeah.
you replicating that?
No.
No, you're going to do a little more like a 6-inch reveal, because that's kind of what the Masonite is now, or 8-inch, whatever that is.
Oh, they.
I
Yeah.
spec'd it out. I chose the smallest one, but I didn't get all the way down to the size of the house. The
Gotcha.
house is like,
Yeah, it's
the
very-
siding is really unique
Yeah.
and difficult
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, one board on your house probably has 2 or 3 laps to it.
That's
Probably 2
correct.
laps.
Two,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, Anything else? No? Okay, thank you. Anyone in favor or against? Seeing none, we'll move to commissioner deliberation, or if someone just make a motion, please. It is Masonite.
I move to approve with conditions the request to replace the existing garage roof with asphalt shingles, the existing garage siding with fiber cement siding, and the existing garage doors with standard 16-panel steel doors for the property located at 106 North 6th Street. This request is consistent with the Wilmington Design Standards for Historic Districts and Landmarks based on the evidence provided, including the application and all attachments, testimony presented during the evidentiary hearing, and the staff report.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That passes. Thank you. Item 6, 214 North 6th Street.
Case number 6 is a request for column replacement and repairs to column bases and front porch railing at 214 North 6th Street. The McEachern House, located at 214 North 6th Street, was constructed circa 1904 and is a contributing resource within the historic district. As such, revisions to all facades of the building and site are subject to design review. The subject property is located on North 6th Street between Gray Street and Chestnut Street. The applicant proposes to replace the far right wood support column at the southwest corner of the front porch, as shown in the photo on the left. The center photo shows a close-up of the crushing and damage on this wood column, which carries the most load, is the most susceptible to weather damage, and has undergone several repairs and replacements over the years. The photo to the right is an example of the proposed composite Duraclassic Tuscan round column in white. The new column will match the existing in dimensions, style, and color. As shown in the photos, there is notable deterioration of the column and baluster bases. While not obvious from these photos, the applicant also notes deterioration of the rail handles. All column bases will be removed and repaired with pressure-treated pine lumber to match the existing. The baluster bases and rail handles will also be repaired with pressure-treated pine lumber and will match the existing rails in dimension, style, and color. If approved, staff recommend the following conditions. The replacement column and fiber-treated elements shall match the existing in dimension, style, and color. All construction shall comply with code, and changes shall be reviewed. Staff would like to enter the presentation and report into the record of tonight's proceedings. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? And it is the one single column, that corner.
That will be fully replaced, yes.
That's the one that's being replaced. No others, just that one.
Just that one.
And the bases will be, of the others will be pine?
They will be pine, pressure-treated pine lumber.
I know it's a stupid question, but no wooden columns are available, so that gives us the reason to substitute materials.
I don't think that's a stupid question. People salvage columns all the time. So, yeah, I don't think that's stupid. I think new columns, they don't, it's harder to find,
Right.
but.
I think the issue is there's so many different shapes and sizes.
Mhm.
The odds of going to Legacy one day and finding this column are about 1,000 to 1. You know, it's just, yeah.
And people are grabbing them all the time.
I
You know,
know.
because they're so rare.
Mhm.
I mean, when I first got on the board, there was someone who went all over the United States getting, yeah.
Oh, yeah, remember that
Do you
one
ma-
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had to vote, because one of them, the round part was 1 inch wider.
It was a
Remember that?
nightmare. It was like a
Yeah.
fraction off, and they had to come to the commission, and
We were like, oh, gosh.
I
you
passed
know.
the house
Yeah.
today, and I still can't see the column that was replaced. I have to look like 10 times. I mean,
No, you
but
can't.
it was different.
But he spent, I don't know how many thousands of dollars. The only suggestion that I would make is that treated pine on a column base, it's not the same pine as are used now. And a lot of people are actually going to mahogany because it's as durable as the old pine. And I see actually Millworks doing the mahogany bases, and they are much more sturdy and will last longer.
We actually replace a lot of window parts with tropical hardwoods too, like rails and stiles, and muntins will use hardwoods. But one thing, if they're using treated pine, which I think is fair to allow for that, obviously, but
Yeah.
I would just recommend that they pre-prime all with an oil-based primer, all 6 sides, before they install it. Any other questions for Hillary? No? Thank you.
Thank you.
Is the applicant here? No? Okay. So we'll open up to anyone in the audience who'd like to speak in favor or against. Seeing none, commissioner deliberation.
Are we allowed to ask for them to prime all sides as a condition of approving?
It'd be
or
hard to
is that-
check that. We'd have to be there
Right.
while they're doing the installation. It would be
Yeah.
kind of, I don't know why they wouldn't. It'd be a good piece of advice. I mean, it's a beautiful classic historic house, has a really neat plaque on it. I think they want to take care of it. So if we put that in there as a condition, it's not something that you can check, but it would be one, if they hadn't considered that, same with the railings that they're replacing too. You'd want to prime, like a really good quality primer on all sides of that before they actually do the installation. But I think that would be acceptable and smart. Anyone want to make a motion?
Is it? I'll do it. Okay. I move to approve with conditions request to replace the support columns in the southwest corner of the front porch and repair column bases and rails for the property located at 214 North 6th Street. This request is consistent with the Wilmington Design Standards, historic districts, and landmarks based on the evidence provided, including the application and all attachments, testimony presented during the evidentiary hearing, and the staff report, conditions 1 through 3.
Second.
You don't want to add a condition? You're just going to let that go? We're not going to encourage any priming of all of this before they put it in?
I wouldn't go there.
Okay, you're fine. All right, then there's a second, all in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Item 7, 515 South 3rd Street.
Yeah, I don't think we need to tell them how to build stuff. We get into that, we're getting in trouble.
I guess
It's
so.
beyond our pay grade.
I guess.
I think I know the contractor. I'll break his fingers. Don't worry. I'll see him.
Okay. Case 7 is for the proposed subdividing of the existing lot, construction of an access road, and construction of a new small house in the backyard at the newly created lot in the backyard at 515 South 3rd Street. As described in the Wilmington Historic District Boundary Expansion and Additional Documentation Report dated 2003, the Mahler House, constructed circa 1910, is a hipped roof, 2-story house with a projecting pedimented bay with a flattened polygonal bay window. The pediment features a triangular vent window. A hipped roof porch supported by slender paired Doric columns terminates with a large gazebo with conical roof. The subject house is a contributing resource to the Historic District residential, and as such, revisions to all facades of the building and the site are subject to design review in this district. The subject property is located on the east side of South 3rd Street, approximately mid-block between its intersections with Church Street and Castle Street. The applicant proposes to subdivide the lot to allow for the construction of a small new dwelling at the rear portion of the property. The applicant will be working with the Technical Review Committee, the TRC, to make sure the property is subdivided appropriately as required by development regulations. The rear portion of the parcel where the proposed small new dwelling will be constructed is currently a maintained grass lawn with large healthy trees at the corners of the existing patio that are planned to be retained. The applicant proposes to install a roadway with a 12-foot easement to allow access to the proposed new dwelling at the rear of the property. The proposed wood roadway will be constructed to meet code and will be concrete with a brushed surface. The proposed roadway will extend along the existing dirt and gravel driveway accessed by an existing concrete apron. The applicant proposes to construct a small new dwelling on the newly established lot at the rear of the existing property. The proposed new dwelling will be 1 story, 14 feet 8 inches in height, and will feature a front gable configuration with a roof pitch of 5/12. The new dwelling will rest on a concrete slab foundation and will have a heated area of 732 square feet. A 40 square foot covered front porch and a 155 square foot covered rear porch provide a total roofed area of 927 square feet for the proposed new dwelling. The proposed front door, let's see, where am I at? There we go. The proposed front door will be a mahogany door with an upper 6 light with clear glass, while the rear door will be a half light fiberglass door with blinds and clear glass. The proposed windows will be 4/1 Harvey Tribute double hung windows in vinyl. The new dwelling will be clad in Hardy 7-inch lap siding, smooth side out, painted with Sherman-Williams Bluebell paint with 1-inch by 8-inch Hardy band board and 6-inch corner boards in white. The roof will be sheathed with GAF slate line weathered slate asphalt shingles. Staff notes the following. The applicant will complete the TRC process regarding subdividing the lot to ensure that it proceeds following the city's requirements. The proposal to upgrade the existing driveway to a 12-foot roadway meeting code is required to allow emergency vehicle access to the proposed new dwelling.
Can you repeat that last part again, Ben? I'm sorry.
That's all right. The proposal to upgrade the existing driveway to a 12-foot roadway meeting code is required to allow emergency vehicle access to the proposed new dwelling at the rear of the lot. Views of the proposed new dwelling will be likely from South 3rd Street once the new roadway is constructed, but its small size will keep it from becoming a major visual intrusion into the historic district. Although the existing backyard is surrounded by privacy fence, the proposed new dwelling will be visible from the second stories of the neighboring houses. If approved, staff recommends the following conditions. All windows and door glazing shall be clear with no tint. No healthy mature trees or historic landscaping shall be removed as a result of this project. All required construction right-of-way permits shall be obtained before construction begins. All construction shall meet code, and any proposed changes to the project shall be reviewed. Staff would also like to add the following condition, that all hardy/fiberboard material shall be installed smooth side out with the texture side hidden. Staff would like to enter the presentation and report into the record of tonight's proceedings. Are there any questions?
I do have a couple. Normally we look at ADUs and we kind of think of it matching the main structure. But technically speaking, if this becomes a separate lot, this is a total new construction on basically a vacant lot.
That's correct.
So, I mean, it kind of changes my philosophy on the house a little bit there. It's not.
I'm presenting to you as the applicant would like the project to proceed.
And the other thing, I mean, I didn't run over with a tape measure. Is there 12 feet between those heat pumps and that tree towards the back of the house?
They have it measured, and it is going to slide through at 12 feet.
It does,
Yeah.
okay. All right. I was just kind of...
As they have told me. I have not measured it myself, I will be honest.
It
but
just looks tight. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, we've had that
they don't
before.
have a lot of room to spare. They know
And
that.
It's going to be concrete?
Concrete, yeah, because it has
That's a
to,
lot of concrete.
it has to allow emergency vehicle access, so fire trucks have to be able to get back to
So
it.
it couldn't be gravel
remember
or...
the
No, it's
alleyway?
got to be concrete required by code.
The alleyway on Fifth Street we approved?
Common
That had
Cap
concrete.
Way, we had to deal with the same thing where it was all concrete and had to be because it was a separate parcel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Support a fire truck, ambulance.
Yeah.
You have as condition 2, no healthy mature trees, you mean other than that one tree that's coming out?
There are no trees being removed for this
Oh, I thought there was
particular
that one large one.
That's the next.
Next one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's the
Yep,
next
that's all right.
CADU.
I get confused myself, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
So,
Yeah, okay.
Ben, can you clarify a little bit? I know that there are some standards for porches when we're building an ADU. What is the expectation for a porch here?
This would follow the new construction design guidelines because it is a brand new construction. It'd be a standalone house. It will have its own address as far as I understand, and the way the applicant would like it to proceed.
So,
But if it wasn't a standalone, then they wouldn't have to put all that concrete in?
They could theoretically do an ADU, I guess, and then they wouldn't need access, like the next project is, yeah. But the way the applicant has a special needs situation,
Okay,
I
I
think the
gotcha.
agent's here to speak
That's
for
what
them,
they want.
yeah. So I don't want to go into too much detail on her stuff,
No.
but she has a reason for this.
Okay.
And it has not yet been subdivided yet.
Correct. It
that
is
part
still
has
in the
not been-
process.
Okay, that hasn't been checked
Yeah,
off.
it's either gone into pre-TRC or we've met about the pre-TRC. I'm not exactly sure where it stands in the
Okay.
TRC process, but it is going to go through it.
So our approval tonight is contingent upon that
Correct.
happening anyway.
Yep.
so, okay.
Yeah, but if you guys deny, there's no reason to proceed with the TRC process.
Okay. Excuse me. Any other questions for Ben? No? Okay. Thank you. Is the applicant in attendance? If you'd like to please come forward and state your names and addresses.
I don't believe
Gentlemen,
you-
I don't think you were here when I
Yeah,
swore
they weren't
everyone
sworn
in.
They weren't.
So I'm going to need you to raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Thank you.
My name is Kevin Gear. I'm at 3216 Bougainville Way.
Okay.
William Morris, 21 Silverterra Drive.
Okay.
I've got a letter from the homeowner that she wanted me to read to you guys because she couldn't make it here today. To the Wilmington Historic Preservation Commission, while I am not able to attend tonight's meeting, I am confident that Ben and Kevin will present the technicalities of my project accurately and in the best possible light. However, I want to fully explain the reason for undertaking the project at the back of my property. I am the mother of 2 young adult daughters with disabilities, one of whom currently lives with me. As she and I get older, we both know that she will need a place to live more independently while she continues to get the intermittent support she needs from me and others. I intend to build a small home for her on the back portion of my large property where she can learn to live on her own but easily reach out to me when she needs my help. Both she and I believe that this is a home away from home arrangement and it will work best. I am subdividing my property and will continue to own both parcels through my revocable and special needs trust. I am taking this approach rather than simply building an ADU on the back portion of my property because when I die, my primary residence and the lot it sits on will need to be sold for the benefit of my daughters. Were my daughter's house on the same lot, it would be part of the sale and my daughter would no longer be able to live in her house. I must avoid that disruption for my daughter. In a separate house on a separate lot, my daughter will have the nearby support she needs and will be able to make her house a home for her lifetime. Thank you for your consideration. Susan Silver.
Appreciate that logic.
Is there anything else that you wanted to add, or are there any questions for this agent for the applicant?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You too. Well, I'm sorry. I do have one question that I thought. Are you the designer and builder?
Correct.
So I personally, I don't have any issues with this, structure taking place. I hear the story that you just read and am sensitive to that and would like to see this succeed. However, the one aspect of this particular house that just seems striking to me, I guess you might, is that it's very plain and very subdued, and it doesn't borrow anything from other details you typically see in the historic district, even for more modern stylings. It's just, and I'm wondering if this, if there's a consideration that you could do some bracketing to, false brackets to kind of hold up the overhang on the front, just something to give it a little bit of pop, because right now it just seems very, very suburban ranch style. It feels a little unusual for being at this location in the historic district.
She was going for like a beachy bungalow type of feel, but we are more than happy to add architectural elements.
Some detail, right? Okay, just curious about that. We can talk about that more. Okay, thank you. If there's anyone that would like to speak in favor or against, you're not that person, if we can move to commissioner deliberation.
So, to your point about design, this is like why I asked about the porch. It,
Oh, right.
the purpose of this is wonderful, and it all makes sense. You know, we want people to live in our historic districts, and we want our historic districts to be as accessible
Yeah.
for everyone as they possibly can be. The only kind of sticking point is that the house doesn't quite look like she belongs here. I'm wondering.
She,
like,
meaning
house.
the house,
The
yeah.
house, sorry. The house, it does not quite look like it, because I think too, the main house is so extraordinary, so beautiful. We're
Yeah.
not trying to mimic
Right.
anything, but can it agree a little bit more? Are there some small architectural elements that
Yeah.
we could request that would make it just seem a little more
Yeah.
congruous?
This will be here for generations and generations,
Exactly.
so you
Yeah,
want it to.
and maybe put a front porch element
Or
or
portico, or
Handrail,
yeah,
bigger head
something on the
casing.
front,
Yeah.
because that front on the house is so gorgeous. I mean,
Yes.
it's just,
Yeah.
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 It detracts, it draws away in a, not the greatest way from the existing neighborhood, just to provide some additional element. I'm not sure how to go about, if we were to try to, make this a condition, I'm not sure, I honestly don't know the way to go about, having that as a part of a condition, and how we can get reporting back on what that new design looks like efficiently. Is it your understanding they want to get this, underway probably pretty soon, but they still have some other entitlements to take care of?
We have, seems like it's going to be a whole process with the TRC.
Yeah.
To get it approved and all of that. We've got an arborist out there now, so then as soon as we get that back, we'll be able to submit for the TRC. But yeah, she'd like it to be started by
Yeah.
January.
So,
There's other houses on this block. I mean, I'm not sure what we're congruing against here. I mean, because again, this is a new construction. Technically, it's not an ADU of this house.
right, that's right, yeah, sure.
And, and there's vernacular houses on this block. There's a lot of other things happening. I mean, maybe throw a little extra trim or whatever, but I can't see putting a big onus on this new construction. And also, it's not going to be seen very well by anybody.
Well, even agreed, but even the new construction, and we have approved a lot of residential new construction, obviously, but all of that residential new construction has some character to it. To some extent, maybe they don't have like 6/6 windows all the time, but there are different things you can do, and this isn't a modern house. That style is not modern, so if you're going to do something that kind of has that beachy cottage or whatever the theme may be, there are ways that you can add a little bit to this, but I would like to see something like that, because again, it's going to be over generations after this owner and the next owner and the next, it's going to be there. It's going to be something that the city and the commission has their stamp on, this kind of a project, but it just seems too plain. But again, my point is, if we could continue this I'm wondering if we can continue this and it doesn't get in the way of these next few entitlements that they have to do with pre-TRC or TRC or even the subdividing in the first place,
Right, and I'm happy to render with,
Right.
corbels on the eaves. And maybe we could add some extra detail on.
handrail detail, something to kind of give it
What are the-
something. Joan?
I don't think it's the kind of thing we can do by bypass, approve and let them. give them-
No, I wasn't suggesting that,
Yeah,
no.
that they could come back to the staff. I don't think so.
But I'm wondering if we continued it, knowing, I think everyone, obviously, it's my sense that the entire commission wants this to happen, is going to approve something, but if we could continue it, and in a month, if that's not too soon, to see something with a little bit more detail to help with how it blends and
Yeah, that'll be
fits
no
that
problem.
fabric. And that wouldn't pose a hardship as far as you know for this individual and the applicant?
We were waiting to apply with the TRC until after we got your feedback.
Right.
If there's no issues with the project itself, we're happy to move forward with that, and then we can just come back and talk about those little bit of details.
Brian, do you
Oh,
see,
great.
does that seem like it'd be any
The-
hindrance to the progress here?
I don't think so. The TRC is only going to be looking at the access improvement. They're not going to be looking at anything else. So that review should be pretty straightforward.
And and TRC and subdividing are two different, they're not.
They would look at it all together. This is a minor subdivision, so they would be looking at the improvement for the access, which would be the concrete drive, and just making sure the dimensional standards are being met, and that's it. So it would not even be a full TRC review. It would be a quick turnaround.
Okay.
Is there any landscaping that would be required?
That's bypass.
Is that bypass?
That would be, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, in terms of the costs of the construction, if you did a mansard roof instead of a gable roof, does that increase it a lot? I mean, I'm just trying to think of something that would give this house a little more pizzazz without breaking the bank.
I don't think so.
And the columns on the porch, what are we doing? Is 4x4s here? I mean, could we do a round column like on the house and a little more there?
We can.
Yeah, I think the applicant here, the agent for this, understands kind of a few things, and I think you have the skill set and the understanding to
do.
put a little bit to this, that would help differentiate a little bit from what we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
And this house is basically set to an ADA standard because of the conditions or? of the-
Correct.
Okay, I figured that, okay.
Okay. Someone like to make a motion for any continuance?
I move to continue this to the next meeting in November 11th, is it? 13th?
13th.
November 13th.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passed unanimously. Okay, we'll just continue this, and if you could just, you'll work with Ben here and get this turned around quickly and do a little bit, and then have it come back for us in November 13th. Great, thank you. Item 8, 312 South 6th Street.
Case number 8 is for the proposed construction of an accessory dwelling unit, ADU, at 312 South 6th Street. As described in the Wilmington Historic District Boundary Expansion and Additional Documentation Report dated 2003, the house at 312 South 6th Street is a two-story, hipped roof side passage house constructed circa 1870 and features 2/2 sash windows and an attached hipped roof porch supported by square wood columns. The subject house is a contributing resource to the Historic District Residential, and as such, revisions to all facades of the building and the site are subject to design review in this district. The subject property is located on the west side of South 6th Street, the fifth parcel south of its intersection with Ann Street. Oops, wrong button. The applicant proposes to construct an ADU in the backyard of the property. A large, mature laurel oak tree surrounded by a landscaped area located behind the house will have to be removed as a result of the proposed project. The remainder of the proposed project area is a grass lawn. The proposed ADU will be 1 story in height with a 24-foot width, 40-foot length, and just over 20 feet in height at its tallest point. Including the porches, the proposed ADU will have an approximate area of 1,007 square feet. The ADU will be set back from the property lines approximately 15 feet on the rear, the west, 125 feet from the front, the east, 19 feet from the side on the north, and 7 feet from the other side on the south. The proposed ADU will rest on a masonry foundation approximately 24 inches in height, covered in lattice painted black to match the existing house. The ADU will be clad in a lapped fiber cement siding with a 5-inch reveal painted gray to match the existing house. A porch measuring 7 feet wide by 8 feet wide, constructed of wood and CMU block, will be located on the northeast corner of the proposed ADU. The porch will feature 6-inch columns wrapped in smooth fiber cement with non-tapered square 8-inch caps and base painted white. The porch floor will be 5/4 tongue and groove pine boards stained in Ready Seal Mission Brown 135. The proposed ADU will have a gable on hipped roof with a 6/12 pitch and sheathed in gray architectural shingles matching the existing house. All trim on the ADU, including the windows and door trim, corner and band boards, and fascia and face board trims, will be painted to match the existing house. A set of sliding doors will provide access on the right side of the west elevation and left side of the east elevation, while a single hinged 36-inch wide fiberglass door painted black will be located on the left side of the north elevation. A total of 15 windows using Anderson 100 series single hung windows made of Fibrex composite material will be used for the ADU and will include 4 on the north elevation, 4 on the north, east, and south elevations, while there will be 3 windows on the west elevation. The proposed windows will have black frames with 2/2 grid patterns with simulated divided light. Staff notes that while the proposed ADU will likely be visible from South 6th Street over the existing white picket fence, its small size will keep it from being a major visual intrusion into the historic district. If approved, staff recommends the following conditions. All fiber cement siding shall be installed smooth side out with the texture side hidden. All window and door glazing shall be clear with no tint. No mature trees or historic landscaping beside the mature tree surrounded by landscaping shall be removed as a result of the proposed project. All construction shall meet code, and any proposed changes shall be reviewed. Staff would like to enter the presentation and report into the record of tonight's proceedings. Are there any questions?
Do I understand with the city's ADU rule that it can't exceed a certain square footage heated?
1,200 square feet or half the dwelling, whichever's smallest square footage of the dwelling. This is less than half the square footage of the dwelling, so it meets those requirements.
Okay.
The tree, the laurel oak, I really struggled to try to find what our standards were for replacing this. Can you clarify if this tree is removed, do they have to replace it just with another tree that grows to the same height, with another tree that will mature appropriately? Like, what is the replacement?
The HPC can authorize the removal of a mature, healthy tree with no replacement through major work COA. If a tree replacement with a appropriate tree from the city's approved plants list
Sure.
from our appendix can be approved through the administrative bypass. Since this, as far as I understand, they do not intend to replace this tree, so it's a removal of a large, healthy, mature tree that would need to be approved by you all.
And the city arborist has no?
This is on private property. The city arborist could help with evaluating its health, but since it's on private property, he doesn't really have any control over it.
Is that true?
I mean, that is correct. I mean, the design standards that Ben is referencing is, if they wanted to remove the tree and replant, they could do that. And again, you would have to approve the removal without a replacement. The arborist would be, the arborist would come in if they were just trying to remove a tree based on a failed condition, so that we would just ask them to evaluate the tree based on its health. But I don't think there's an issue with the health of this tree.
Right. And just to clarify, the trees do play a significant role in historic districts.
Absolutely.
So
They contribute to the setting as well, but that's why we're being upfront and explaining what they're proposing to do, so
absolutely.
you know exactly what it's asking.
I spent like a good chunk of time this afternoon trying to figure out what the rule was, what we were supposed to do, how we can act in the best interest of our historic district and our homeowners who want to do, what they want. It was hard to find clarification. It's really hard to find clarification.
Yeah, well, we're not deliberating
I
on
know,
this
we're
yet,
not
but-
deliberating yet.
Yeah.
Sorry, thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Ben? No, thank you. Is the applicant here? If you'd like to come forward, please state your name and address.
Sir, were you sworn in?
Yes, ma'am. I was.
Okay, thanks.
Hi, I'm Brandon Bowden, 6229 Richard Bradley Drive, here to represent the Freno family. So I will address this tree to begin with. They have proposed to replace the tree from the approved list. So this is not a just request to remove.
Sir, can you make sure that the microphones are,
that
I
better?
think it's the other one.
This one?
I think that one's better.
Okay. So they have proposed to replace the tree with something approved from the list. We do believe that this tree being a double branch or a double split here down the middle, and it is fully mature, extending towards the end of a laurel oak's lifetime. So this tree probably will be a good candidate for replacement.
And it's actually literally on the footprint of the new house.
Unfortunately, it is. It is
Okay,
right
so
in the
it's not
middle
like
of their
it's
2 lots.
5 feet away, okay.
2 lots? I'm sorry. Is this
It's a double lot property.
this is? So
They own both lots.
So the lot is, the dividing line is north to south or east to west?
I'm not sure the direction of this. I do believe it's east to west.
East and west, yeah.
Going right across it.
It's huge.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Gotcha.
The lot's
Okay.
really large.
Yeah. I should know this. I remodeled
This
that
property
kitchen.
was before us once before, a couple years ago, for the driveway.
Yeah, okay. Did they offer like a diameter? Is this a sapling or a tree of some size or set of species?
They are
So-
willing to do what's required.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions we'd like to ask the applicant of this particular item? Design-wise, on the house, was this something that is this a kind of a stock design?
No, sir, this was custom.
Custom, okay.
I guess looking at the tree and the footprint, did you guys look at rotating it and putting it kind of in front of that driveway?
We did, due to the size of the tree, just about every location in the yard is going to be impacted by those roots, unfortunately. And we are going to be fully removing this tree, so we will be stumping it as well.
So do you know where the replacement tree would go?
At this time, I do not.
Okay.
It would be based on location for them. I would imagine most likely on the left side of the main property, because the right side will be primarily used for access. It is a heavily landscaped lot already.
Yeah.
Right side, I do also believe. This is actually an irrigation well that's covered right here that you see. So this will be a pretty tricky location for us.
There was once a huge oak tree in the middle of the backyard that fell in Florence.
That's too bad.
It was gorgeous.
Was that also a laurel oak, do you know?
It was huge. It was right
Was
in
it
the middle.
hollow?
It was gorgeous.
It was probably hollow in the middle, wasn't it?
Yeah, Florence took it down.
Yeah, they don't do well over time.
Yeah, I have to concur that those laurel oaks have a hard, and the way this thing is growing, with that split in the
The
middle,
split
it's
trunk.
it's
Question of
disadvantaged, yeah.
When, not if.
Yeah, right. But to have the owner, offer to put a new tree in there is something to consider, and maybe a diameter, specifying a diameter, so it's not just a sapling that you get from the mall in February for free.
I agree. I don't think a sapling would look very good in this backyard.
I think 4-inch caliper is kind of like a standard, isn't it, in the city?
Sure.
That's kind of what they tend to plant. Do we have a thing on that?
I don't know that there's typically for required landscaping, it's 2-inch caliper, but in this case, I don't know that it specifies, it just specifies that it has to be replaced with a tree from the list. I'm not sure we can require a specific caliper.
All right, that's no something, anything.
Gina's shaking her head no.
Violently.
Okay. No other questions for the applicant, for the designated agent? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
There is no one else here, so I don't think we're going to have any others people speaking in favor or against, so commissioner deliberation. I know everyone, the millions of people are watching at home, but no one's here right now. On YouTube, I think it is.
This tree issue is giving me a little heartburn. I know that, that he's saying, yeah, that, yes, they will replace it, and I think, I would feel better as a guardian of our historic district, knowing that this will be replaced, not with a sapling, but really with something a little bit more significant. You know, whether or not the laurel oak is at the end of its life, or it's got another 5 years or another 2 years or whatever, it's doing a job right now. You know, it is, it's not just making our districts more beautiful, it's you know, helping with watershed, it's cleaning our air, it's doing the Lord's work. So I think I would like to just ensure that it is replaced with something that isn't super fragile. It's maybe just a little bit more significant. That's my 2 cents.
Okay.
I agree, and I would like to see if, you know, if they could get someone to say, you know, if it is, we start slamming down trees, we're losing what we're here for. You know, if it is on its last leg, that, you know, it would be different. But, you know.
Gina, can we impose any requirements in that regard?
As far as the replacement tree, we do have regulations in place that when a tree is replaced, it's a hardwood, there is an approved list, and there is a requirement to ensure that it thrives and that it grows. So it's not like you can put a tiny sapling in. If it doesn't thrive in a year, then you're just done. So it will be replaced with a hardwood there's a growth cycle built into our code that does require it to thrive and grow. So I think some of your concerns are protected by the regulations with the city.
Okay.
But we can't say that it has to be a specific caliber tree and you have to put a mature tree in and things of that nature. So, but it does have to be in compliance with the city codes.
And we can put in just a requirement, it says there's no other trees will be removed. We can say that there'll be a replacement in the, just that, as simple as that.
Yes.
Yeah, just to memorialize that. That would be a condition.
And
right?
number 3, yep.
Is that currently a condition?
No.
Oh, it's not, okay.
I'll do the motion if you want.
Sure. Yes.
I move to approve with conditions the request to construct an accessory dwelling unit ADU in the backyard of the property for the property located at 312 South 6th Street. The conditions 1 through 5 are listed below. We will also add into condition number 3 that the tree to be removed will be replaced. This request is consistent with the Wilmington Design Standards for Historic Districts and Landmarks based on the evidence provided, including the application and all attachments, testimony presented during the evidentiary hearing, and the staff report.
Second.
All in favor? I'm sorry, is there a second?
Second.
Stephen, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
That passes. I'm sorry.
I post.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 1. That passes. Last item, 323 South 4th Street.
Case number 9 is a request for a roof replacement at 323 South 4th Street. The Sutton Burgwin House located at 323 South 4th Street was constructed circa 1850 and is a contributing resource within the historic district. As such, revisions to all facades of the building and site are subject to design review. The subject property is located at the northeast corner of the South 4th Street and Nunn Street intersection. The applicant proposes to replace the existing shingles on the front porch roof, as well as the front-facing roof of the house with standing seam metal roof. The applicant has noted that the rear-facing roof of the house will also be replaced eventually to match the front. The proposed roofs will consist of 16-inch wide, 20-gauge galvanized flat seam panels with fasteners concealed from view, like the example shown on the right. Flashing around the chimney will be replaced, and a metal ridge cap will be installed on the roof. If approved, staff recommend the following conditions. The proposed metal roofing shall match the house and be flat-channeled with no striations. The existing roofing material to be removed shall be properly disposed of and not left on the property. The change of material for the rear portion of the roof shall be approved through the administrative bypass process, as long as the metal roofing proposed at the time matches the metal roofing approved for this project. All construction shall comply with code and changes shall be reviewed. Staff would like to enter the presentation and report into the record of tonight's proceedings. The applicant couldn't make it tonight, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
You said something, Hillary, new metal, the new metal will match the existing house. I didn't understand.
So
And
they're
maybe
proposing,
this could be clarified by, are they looking at two different, they're looking at replacing just the west elevation?
Just yes, the front facade. So the front, the front porch, as well as the front portion of the roof. So the rear portion of the roof will be replaced at a later date.
So the roof was replaced in 2016.
Yeah, that.
And why do they want to do this?
COA says 2016,
Well,
so
I don't
9
know if
years
Hillary
ago.
can respond to that, but is it both west elevations?
Yeah, both west
So
elevations.
the lower porch roof and the upper second floor,
Yes.
both roofs facing west, okay.
Both roofs facing west.
So did this house originally have a metal roof? Because there's a picture from 1984 that is so grainy. I mean, it almost looks like it could be a standing seam roof, but I can't tell. It could be cheap 3-tab shingles. Because I don't like to replace with something that the house didn't have, but we've had this before where we've had an argument that the house at one time had a metal roof.
It appears to be a metal roof
It does.
from the photos.
It does, that's what I mean. It looks like a standing seam roof. I thought, okay, so maybe they had a standing seam, then they put shingles, now they want to go back to standing seam. But then it also struck me that, wait a minute, this roof is 9 years old. I mean, I'm a bit cheap. I mean, I'd wait
I don't
at least another
understand
10
why
years.
this doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't quite follow with the COAs and the history.
Something about aesthetics, I just want it to look a certain way. Is it black also? Is that what we're reading here? That it's going to be
the color.
pre-paint, factory applied paint, black? Not galvanized?
I don't think there was no mention to the color.
There's that note that says
Yeah,
black.
it's big.
and
There's
then
very
was a
vague and it
picture
looks
that was
cheap.
black. I think it is
Yeah.
black, which is kind
In the,
I mean, I'd be okay with a standing seam roof if it once had one, but I mean, I would prefer from like the picture from '84 that it would be a pewter gray or something along those lines.
it didn't have, when was it built? What year?
This was built in 1850.
Asphalt shingles on it then.
Sure did, not then. So, yeah, odds
I
are.
don't think we have enough information to do anything.
Yeah, I remember this was in front of us a couple of years ago, or maybe a year ago, for some landscaping things. Any other questions for Hillary? No? Okay, thank you. Would you like to speak in favor or against this item, sir? No? Okay. Moving to commissioner deliberation, we'll close the evidentiary hearing.
If they put a metal roof on, it's just helping people who want to leave their metal roofs off. So we're adding more metal roofs to the city, which is
Yeah.
what we all bitch about.
Yeah.
We don't know what color, what
So we're getting more metal, so we can let other people go.
I don't have
Shooting
any
in the
problem
dark,
with a metal roof.
you
I
know.
just think it's unusual to do just the front and leave the back shingle. I understand they want to do it eventually, but I think in the meantime, that would be very strange looking.
I agree. I would have really liked to ask more questions of the homeowner, and I feel that I can make an informed ruling without that.
Yeah, there's the new cap, the ridge cap is going to have to be accounted for, that's bridging between two different types
We
of
don't even know who's going to do it.
roof.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, I just would like to know if that was really a standing seam roof at one time.
They're gonna have to
Like the
remove and
grainy
replace
picture.
siding on the front, on the west elevation above the porch roof, and the black, the black,
What color?
yeah, well,
Yeah,
I'm assuming it's black, but there's nothing really specific other than the quote they have. Would someone like to make a motion? I'm hearing that there's not enough information. We need to
I
ask
move
some
to-
questions.
I move to deny the request to replace the existing.
Well,
Oh,
no, wait.
No?
Or we could continue it,
Oh, we're
too.
continuing.
Continuance.
Sorry.
Are we gonna
Scratch
deny
that.
it?
So
I deny.
But, I mean, we should consider that a continuance is an option, not denying necessarily, but
Right,
it's.
no, you're spot on. I jumped the gun.
Okay.
No.
I would like to hear from the homeowners,
Yeah.
so if continuing would allow that to happen,
Okay. Make a motion to continue then,
I will do that.
to November
Um,
13th.
I make a motion to continue to November 13th, the request to replace the existing shingles on the front-facing roof of the house and front porch roof with standing seam metal for the property located at 323 South 4th Street.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. It's continued to November. Any items from, I think the report will be an item from staff, right?
Right.
Any items from commission before that? Okay. Items from staff, just a brief review, I'm sure, of this annual report.
We don't have a presentation for this. It's just pointed
Summary.
out that we've included in your packet. We're happy to answer any questions you might have about it, but it's just a review of the year.
Okay. The one thing I read in this earlier was that the survey is still underway and expected to be completed next year.
Yeah, they're finalizing the actual work in the field, and they're slowly sending all that information up to the state. We're anticipating beginning of next year, we'll have the completed product.
Okay. And can you tell me, or maybe Ben, what happens once we have that survey? This is for Sunset Park and Ardmore, I believe?
It's for the Wilmington District and Sunset Park.
Okay. And then once that's completed next year, then what becomes of that?
Yeah,
What may come to us, if anything?
I don't think it'll come to you. It's just going to be a matter of record that we'll use as a resource moving forward.
Okay. Okay. So other items from staff?
No,
Aside
sir.
from the fact that we have this annual report? Okay. Next meeting is November 13th here, and make a motion that we adjourn the meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay.